I'm going to do this now. So figure 1 is a 1 by 1 square plus 4. Figure 2, 2 by 2 square plus 4. Figure 3, 3 by 3 plus 4. Figure 43 would be a 43 by 43 square plus 4. Questions on that? Does anyone not see that visually? Because if you don't, you better raise your hand. They're coming down like this all the time. All right, now let's open up your books and turn to page 10. Where are my coffee drinkers here? Coffee drinkers? I think I asked this the other day. I remember you did. And I said, for me, there's just so many choices. It's like, I don't even know what to order. Now, I know this says, shoot, I thought, oh, I forgot to change it. Yeah, page 10. Page 10. Lena paid $18.96 for 3 pounds of coffee. Jaden, are you with me? Okay. For 3 pounds of coffee, what is the cost per pound for this coffee? How many pounds of coffee could she buy for $1? What are the independent and dependent variables? Graph it. And what is the meaning of the slope? Okay. I want you, get with a partner, maybe somebody you partnered up with in yesterday, maybe not, doesn't have to be. If you want to work and do it by yourself, I'm going to give you about 5 to 6 minutes, because nobody wants to do this on their own unless you really, really want to. Okay? 5 to 6 minutes. Lena paid $18.96 for 3 pounds of coffee. What would be the cost per 1 pound for the coffee? How many pounds would she be able to get for only $1? What are the independent and dependent variables? Actually, just do A through C. Don't worry about D. Don't do D. A through C. A through C. Show what you know. Check in with your table mate, somebody close to you. See if you agree. Okay? See if you agree. How cool. Doesn't sound like math. Devin Schneider. Okay, but you're not talking math. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. So, number one, what is the cost per pound for this coffee? How would we find that? Yeah. So take $18.96. That's how much it costs for 3 pounds of coffee. And when you divide that up, what did you get for an answer? $6.32. And that is for 1 pound of coffee. How many had $6.32? Any question about that? So if you're given the total cost over several, in this case, pounds, to figure out how much it is per pound, take that and divide, and that's going to give you, we call this kind of a unit measure because we're taking it from 3 pounds down to 1 pound. Okay? All right, letter B. This one's a little bit trickier. Says, how many pounds of coffee can she buy for $1? How would we get that? Okay, $1 divided by 632. So I think what she did, we said 1 pound of coffee is $6.32, right? And we want to take this down to $1. Okay, so this is kind of setting it up as a proportion, which you don't have to do, but maybe that's kind of what you were thinking. So you would divide by 6.32, divide 1 by 6.32, and what do we get? 0.158. Now we're talking about money, right? Should we round up or should we round down? Probably up because it is at least 15.8 cents. This is 0.158 cents, but if you, or $0.158 is what it is, $0.158, but we say it's 15 cents, 15.8 cents. So yes, I would say we should take it probably to 16 cents or 0.16. Okay? Yes. How do we go from the pounds to the cents? Okay. Well, a couple of ways to do that. And I'm glad you asked to clarify. So we knew that we had $18.96, and that was for 3 pounds, right? We also, did you get the first one? Did that make sense to you? Okay, so we took and got $6.32 for 1 pound. Okay, one way to do that is to divide by 3, divide by 3. Now we want to take this down to $1. So to get from $6.32 down to $1, we can divide by 6.32, which means I would take my 1 pound also and divide it by 6.32 to get an equivalent ratio. And when you take 1 divided by 6.32, that's when we got 0.158. Oh, pounds. Yes. Yeah, that was my bad. So sorry. You're right. So it is pounds. Yes. And pounds, we would not have to round. What are you thinking, LaShawn? What are you saying? So really, we could have left that at 0.158 because it is pounds. You are absolutely right. Thank you for catching that. Thank you, thank you. Does everybody see that? So this isn't money. It wants to know how many pounds of coffee. I was just thinking, oh, 0.158, we better round that. But no, the correct answer is 0.1. Oh my. It's a good thing it's the weekend tomorrow. 0.158. And that is pounds. But you do I see what you're saying. So you probably understood how to get it. You're just like, why did we change that? Gotcha. All right. Gosh, I'm glad we got that cleared up. All right, letter C. What is the independent and dependent variables here? So we've got a payment of $18.96 for 3 pounds of coffee. What is the cost per pound? What's my independent and dependent variable? What would be on the x-axis? What do you think? Pounds of coffee? Is that what you were going to say, Nyla? Who else was saying that? Christian, were you thinking that too? Were you saying yes? Not sure? Okay. So independent, we're saying pounds of coffee. Did anybody have it as the independent is the cost? Because for some businesses, they really have to look at the cost of the coffee and what it costs them and then how much they can give you for that. Okay? Yeah. Homework is going to be due actually on Monday, by Monday. Okay? But you can always turn it in later. But I was going to talk about that. So, yes, let's put the pounds of coffee here on the bottom. And if you didn't know, LBS is the abbreviation for pounds of coffee. And we're talking about 1 to 3 sort of here. So we've got 1, maybe 2, here's 3, 4, and 5. Now you don't have to pick those numbers, but you could. And on the side, we're going to talk about the cost of the coffee. But especially these days when we're talking about the tariffs and everything, these could be switched, okay? Because the cost of your coffee with the prices changing might actually determine how many pounds you get, okay? So if I need to graph it, we know how much it costs for 3 pounds of coffee, right? But I've got to put some numbers over here. 5, let's say this is $5, and let's say this is $10. Remember, Every interval has to be the same. So how much is it for 1 unit here? How much money does it cost for 1 square or 1 unit? I was going to say $2.50 is what I'm looking at, the way I have it. I'm just saying 1 block on here. So this is $2.50, $2.50. So every block is $2.50. Okay. So $5, $10, $15. This would be, oh, I should have done this better. $18. This would be $21. So for 3 pounds, it is $18.96. That is 3. $18.96 is really close there. So maybe about there. 1 pound is $6.32. $6.32, maybe about right there. And we said $1. This is $2.50. $1 would be maybe way down here, is 0.158. So maybe about right there. And I can connect all those together. Oh, that's not too bad. So this is linear. This is a linear function because we are keeping that same rate for all of these prices and all of these pounds. So what is the meaning of the slope? What is our slope here? What is the meaning of the slope? Remember, slope is the change in y over the change in x. So in this case, the change in our cost of coffee over the change in the pounds of coffee. Okay, so that is going to be the cost of coffee for so many pounds. Okay, and it slides, so it depends on what you're looking at. It's the cost of your coffee per so many pounds of coffee. Okay, questions on that? All right. And since it is Friday, we tend to usually do not as much on Friday, okay? So she was asking about the first homework, and the first homework assignment now is here. So this is topic 4, homework number 1. It's called Who Has the Best Job? If you look on the next page, page 11, page 11 goes with part of that Canvas homework. So if you look at page 11, you can write down your answers there and transfer it to Canvas. Okay? So after Monday, it's due on Monday, so I will probably grade this on Tuesday. Now, maybe you have a big life crisis come up over the weekend and on Monday. Who knows? Don't worry if you don't get it done, but everything has to be done by the date of the test. Okay? Everything has to be done by the date of the test. Now, I still may grade it on Tuesday. You might have a 0 if you don't do it, but you can still finish it until the date of the test. Is that clear with everyone? Okay. All right. That's all I have for today.